Hello everyone, welcome back to the Road to the Millionaire Retirement. My name is Andrew and I want to thank you for checking out this channel and this video. Now in this video I want to talk about Roth IRA account. What is Roth IRA? Basically Roth IRA is tax-free money, but in order to contribute to the Roth IRA account you have to have an income. Now I'm sure most people make more than the maximum amount of Roth IRA contribution, which is $6,000. But for those of you who don't make $6,000 a year because you're maybe a student and working 15 hours a week part time, you could only contribute what you make. So if you only made, for example, $4,000, that's the maximum you can contribute to the Roth IRA account. If your family or friend gave you money and you had a total of $10,000, you cannot contribute the maximum of $6,000. It is $4,000 the maximum you can contribute because that's how much income you have made. So keep that in mind when you do throw money into the Roth IRA. It is only what you have earned. Now, with that said, like I mentioned, Roth IRA is tax-free account, which means everything that you see here, the total amount, the $76,900 for me, is gonna be completely tax-free. But now, here's some catch. In order to, okay, the good news. Now, the good news is you could withdraw the money that you have contributed throughout the time that you have invested in Roth IRA. So, for example, let's say you have invested in Roth IRA for 5 years, and throughout those 5 years you have put in, let's say, $5,000 total. And now with that 5,000 total that you have invested in 5 year period, you made it up to $10,000. Now you could pull that $5,000 initial investment that you have put in without any penalty. So I mean, basically no penalty. I mean, I don't know how else to word it. There's no, so you could be less than the age requirement and don't have to worry about paying penalty. Now the other 5,000 that how do I say it? The other 5,000 that you have made from your 5,000 initial investment, that if you are less than 59 and a half and you're trying to pull that money out of your Roth IRA, you will have to pay the penalty fee. So keep that in mind. That's the downside. Penalty fee for pulling any interest money that you have made, I guess, before you're 59 and a half. If you're 59 and a half and over, then all the money you can withdraw with tax free. So yay. Okay, so that's basically a Roth IRA account, and for me, my Roth IRA account is active account. So this is where I buy and sell share more often than not. If you guys remember, if you guys have not seen my brokerage account is strictly buy and forget. I don't trade share, like I don't buy and sell shares or stocks in my brokerage account. My brokerage account is completely all ETF, and I let all the money that not money. I let all the dividend that I have got from the ETF to reinvest in the stock. So that way, like the stock, the amount of share grows from the dividend that it goes back in. I mean, I'll go into detail with the dividend and reinvestment dividend in the future videos, but that's what I do with the brokerage account. I let the dividend just gather itself and repurchase the stock, and it's beauty. It's beauty. When you guys get to watch that video, you guys will understand. It's awesome. But now with the Roth IRA, all the dividends that I get from Roth IRA, I don't put it back into the company. So like the dividend I get from Microsoft, they don't go back into Microsoft. So you'll see that quantity for Microsoft is 100. Because what I do, or my plan with the dividend from the Roth IRA accounts, is I gather the money from there, from the Roth IRA that I from the Roth IRA, and I buy the next company share. Okay, so within my Roth IRA, I do have some long-term long-term investment, that being the Microsoft and Apple. I don't see myself selling Microsoft and Apple anytime soon, or even I don't want to say like in 10 years, but I just don't see myself selling Microsoft and Apple because of what they are. I'm not gonna go into depth. I'm not gonna go into too much detail of each stocks. I'll make that for the next video. But Microsoft and Apple, I see them holding on to it for a really long time, because I don't see them going anywhere but up. I mean, it is gonna be a little bit roller coaster. They are gonna go down, from time to time, but they're ultimately always gonna go up. I mean, that's just, what I gather from what they sell, from their product and whatnot. So these two, Microsoft and Apple, these are gonna be my definite long-term hold. The Best Buy, I don't really know how long I'm gonna hold on to this. I mean, I did buy this because it had a pretty decent dividend pay, and it also had a good potential growth. Which reminds me, I will show you guys what I look into as far as like the number wise quotation, like quote unquote number that I look into on the future video, so that way you guys can see like what I look into before I buy them. Anyway, coming back to Best Buy, um, yeah, I mean it has done pretty well, 83% growth. But then again, the Best Buy was purchased during the pandemic, when after the stock market has dipped. So we'll see. But Best Buy for sure, I'm gonna need to keep my eye on. AMD, I think AMD is gonna be my pretty decent mid holding. Like, it's not gonna be the very long term like Apple and Microsoft, but AMD is a tech company that makes a processor and a graphic card. So I don't see them, going anywhere but up, just because like, as technology grow, AMD is gonna be, I feel like, gonna be the very top company for PC builds. And PC builds, I don't ever see PC build going away, because technology is gonna grow. They're gonna come up with stronger and powerful and better processor and graphic card. So AMD, I think I'm gonna hold on to this for a long time too. I think the only downside about the AMD is that it does not have dividend. So far, Microsoft, Apple, Best Buy, they all have dividend. Uh, I mean, Apple has very low dividend, but they still pay dividend. But AMD has none at all. I think that's the only downside about it. But that's fine, because for me, dividend is great. It's free money that's given to you. But the growth, that $4,000 growth, is a lot better than the hundreds of dividend that I might have gotten over the year. Because over the years I have gained 1,000 growth compared to dividends. So I mean, like I said, I'll go over the dividends and the good things about dividend. But for me, potential growth is a better investment for me personally, than having a stock that has a great dividend but doesn't really have great growth. But that's just a personal preference. You guys do whatever you like. But that's why I'm fine with having AMD without having paying dividends. Maybe, who knows, maybe in the future the AMD would declare dividend pay, even though if it's small. If it's pay, I have 100 shares, so times that by 100, and hopefully it'll be a decent amount. Alright, so the next is PRU. This is okay, so PRU is financial sector, but I believe it's insurance. Yeah, so the sector is financial, but the industry is insurance. And I believe, to diverse my portfolio a little bit, I did want to get into other than tech, because if you can, as you can see, Microsoft, Apple, AMD, these are already tech based. And I didn't want to invest too much in tech, even though tech is gonna grow and get better and whatnot. Also, PRU had a really good dividend pay, 5.24%. Like I said, I'll go over the percentage so you guys understand what I mean. It has a good dividend pay, so I was like, all right, I could work with this. And like I said, the numbers that I mentioned, the number was good. It was appealing to me, which is in the key statistic. Um, so I was like, all right, I buy it. The next is Toronto Dominion. This is a Canadian bank. There's like top four Canadian bank out there. One is TD, the one is RY, the other is CM, I think. Is it CM? Yeah. So the other one is CM, and well, anyway, there's couple out there, but I chose this because I think this one had a long history of good growth. And I think it have. Well, I don't remember the reason now, but I had a reason at the time I purchased this. I think I bought this like 2018 or something. So it has been a while, so I don't remember the reason, but it has been doing quite well. I find when the COVID happened, it did went into negative, but it went back up, and the dividend is pretty good. I don't know how long. I think I might be holding on to this for a long time too, because the dividend is great and it's slow growth. So we'll see. All right. So the Neo. I mean, like I said, mentioned before, Neo. I mean, first of all, if you don't know what Neo is an electronic vehicle from the China. Think of like Tesla, but in China. But it is still pretty brand new. I believe they debuted in 2014, and recently they had to like almost file bankruptcy, and China, the government had to buy them out with like somewhere in the billion. So after that, Neo has kind of got back on his feet, and now it's in the game. Now, as far as like the future of Neo, I want to believe Neo has a good or a great potential for the future. So I want to say Neo has a great potential because I believe Neo is one of the top three EV vehicle in China, and I'm betting my money on Neo because it has a lot of hype behind it too. And electrical vehicle is gonna be the future, and with how considering how Tesla is doing, I believe Neo could potentially grow exponentially, maybe not to the degree of Tesla, but I believe I have faith. The reason why I didn't get Tesla is way too expensive for me. And this is Roth IRA, so I have very limited amount of money to spend on, and I don't like buying like one or five shares of company just because. I mean, if you see here, it's all 150 and 150. I want to buy a good amount of share because Roth IRA account, it's active like I mentioned, but I do try to play this account riskier than my brokerage account. So hopefully when Neo, I hope they do great. But if they ever do become like even half of like what Tesla is doing, like maybe if they reach $400, then times that by 100, that's like I think 40,000. So I do play risky. That's why I do want to buy a good amount of share. And Tesla, if I wanted to buy like even 150 share, I think where are they? I think they're like 800 right now. Let's see Tesla. Yeah, so 850 times 50 shares. What is that? 80, 800. 80,000, 40,000. Yeah, and I don't have that kind of. I'm not gonna sacrifice some of these to buy, that amount of Tesla. So, I figure, what, Neo could be the next potential. Let's get on it. I mean, unfortunately, Neo has been going down for a couple of days. So as you can see, Neo has been going down in past. Let's look at the past months. So at the peak, it was 69. I mean, if you guys can see here, 69 on the high, and it's been going down, but hopefully that's just hopefully it'll keep back up. uh yeah, so that's it for Neo. Hopefully you guys have Neo, don't fail me. Okay, the next one is APAM. This is a financial market cap, I believe, is the industry. Let's see, APAM. APAM. Capital market. Okay, so and it's financial. I don't know exactly what capital market is. just click that and maybe you guys could see capital market industry. Alright, so that's what the capital market is. It's not exactly a bank, I guess. Custody bank. Anyway, I bought this, well, I purchased the APM because it has a really good dividends. And the return has been pretty great. It's almost 100%, so it's basically double what I put in. And compared to the other the financial that I got, like Wells Fargo's and the PACW ticker symbol that I saw to buy the NEO and GameStop, APAM outperformed them extremely well, and I'm very impressed and extremely happy. Now, APM, would I hold this long term? It depends. I mean, so far the APAM has done great. 1 year track, 2 year track. So, uh, prior to COVID, is okay. Well, maybe it does have up and down, but so far for the past year, it's been doing great. So, depending on how this company do, I might sell it because it's the growth isn't quite there yet. It goes up and down and up and down. So we'll see. Right now I'm holding on to it because like I said the dividend is great and it has done pretty well so far as the growth. So we'll see how long I hold on to that. Alright, the next is GameStop. GameStop, I don't know how long I'm gonna be holding on to this because right now I feel they're really on a big hype with the new CEO and the new three director board that the CEO has appointed, I think, if I'm not mistaken. So I don't know. This is probably gonna be the short term. I just don't know exactly how long I'm gonna hold on to it. As you can see, it's already over 100%, and I bought this. When did I buy this again? Purchase history. And I bought this 10 days ago. So 10 days ago, I bought the GameStop, and when it's already over 100%. So I'm gonna keep my eye on the GameStop, and we'll see how that goes. Okay, the last one is AT&T. What can I say about AT&T? The best thing about AT&T is that they have been consistently paying dividends without ever stopping or lowering their price. With that said, they increased their dividend yearly by 1 penny. So it's not much, but you can always rely AT&T to pay for the dividends. And right now their dividend price is, let's see, dividend price is $2.08. So 52 cents per quarter. So I'm making times that by 100, $52. So I'm making $52 every quarter. So basically $200 a year. The reason why I keep AT&T is not for the growth. I mean, as you can see, the AT&T doesn't have really great record of growth. But people that has AT&T, I'm pretty sure they have it because of the dividend. Because man, dividends. Because as you can see, the dividend has been going up consistently. Come on. I mean, they've been paying dividends way before 2011. That's just how long. I think the Fidelity only kept 10-year track, so that's why you only see up to 2011. But if you Google and see the dividend record of AT&T, it goes far back 2011. But anyway, my point was like they increase their dividend every year by 1 penny. It's not much, but it's extra free money and it's something that I can rely on, and that's what AT&T is known for, the dividend paying that you could always rely on, even though the growth is disappointing. But yeah, I mean that's basically my Roth IRA. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I think that's gonna be it. I don't know I might talk about the dividend on next video. I'm not really sure, or it could be in depth of each companies or why I purchased the companies I purchased. We'll find out. But stick around. I mean that's pretty much what I do. Thanks again, and have a good day.